All right. Hey guys, I hope you're well. So my name is Roshan. In this video, in this very short training, I'm going to cover how to do organic outbound marketing. Um, in the previous video, I talked about the overarching workflow, right? How you go about finding people, how you set up the campaigns, how the overall strategy works, how the emails account for 97% of the sales, and how website speed and positioning and brand building, like pretty much we did cover everything from an overarching perspective. But in this video, I specifically want to talk about how you can do outbound prospecting, which means your virtual assistants who will be reaching out to your target audiences in behalf of your brand, how you go about doing that and actually getting sales, right? So I'm going to cover the outbound marketing nitty gritty details today. So the strategy is very simple, but you have to pay close attention in order to understand every single part. So first is virtual assistants, right? Because these are the people who will be going out on a day-to-day basis, finding new leads, sending messages, making connections, and getting attention to your brand. Okay, so you will have to have 7 Instagram accounts. I'm not sure how you're going to get it. It's very easy though. Like, don't worry. But under one email, you can have like 3 or 4 Instagram accounts. So just 2 emails, and you will have your 7 accounts. So using these 7 accounts, you can do 30 outreach per account. Okay, so 30 new people that you can reach out to on a daily basis using one account. And if you use 30 plus into times 7, that is 200 outreach per day. And I recommend this number has to be high as possible, which means like you have to be reaching out 400, 600, or even 800 or 1000 people on a day-to-day basis. So just do some very basic numbers. In order to do that, you will need like how much? 200 times, I think it's 5 to do 5000. Yeah, 1000 outreach. That's like you need 5 people doing 200 each day, or just one guy doing it all. Yeah, so that's what it looks like. And I mentioned about this workflow on our yesterday's video. Once you have the brand foundation set up, this is the part that most people miss. They just assume they're going to put out a lot of content, and it never really works out, because you have to understand, you have to get the right people on your offer. And it's just not going to happen very soon or easily through just organic, because it takes time. It's a long term game. In short term, to move fast through things, you have to do Instagram outbound prospecting, right? So the next thing is the strategy itself. How do you go about sending those messages? What do you exactly do? The nitty gritties. So it's very simple. You know your competition. If you do not, just go ahead on the Instagram hashtags, do something like this. I will show you how it's done. So, for example, we recently brought on a brand that serves Mexican American, right? So we just do something like Mexican American. Someone, like, obviously from Mexico migrated to America to make a living and all of that. So you go on to the hashtags, and you find, like, people from here, or you just search similar hashtags, Mexican Americans, or like a lot of things. And he also mentioned few of his competitors, right? So you can also go on to your competitors pages. Um so yeah, the point is basically, like, for example, if I'm your competitor, let's say, right, for some reason, some random reason, let's say I'm your competitor, right? So you what you do is basically go onto my profile, and you see, like, okay, this video has like how much likes, or like this has 2 likes, so these are your potential customers. This has like 11 views, or 2 likes, 3 likes. You just go on, like, those are your target audience, right? Because you if you're targeting the same people that I target, then it's easier for you. So you go into my followers section, and then you see a bunch of people that are following me, and these are all your potential customers, right? Because if we are in similar niche, these are obviously your potential customers, right? So once you find these people that are your target audiences, you have to basically give them a follow. As I mentioned about that, reaching out to 30 people, this is what the strategy looks like. Okay, so you follow these people, you like their posts, basically to get some attention. You go on to my profile, if I, like, if I'm your in the target audience, you click on each of the posts, and you just basically like it, like 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. as many as possible, because the more you do it, the more it's likely that I'm going to pay attention to you, right? So once you have liked enough posts, then you just make a simple comment on any of the post, a genuine comment, obviously, right? So let's say you watch this video. Oh wow, this is an awesome testimonial. You could be like, hey Roshan, that's an awesome testimonial. Keep crushing it. By the way, I've sent you a DM. How does that sound? You genuinely compliment them, and then you basically say, make a call to action. Hey, by the way, I've just sent you a DM. The reason why we do that is because when you send a DM to a random stranger, it's likely that they're going to land in the message request or in the spam folder or somewhere along those lines. So you have to make sure that you tell them that you have sent them a DM. So once you have done all these steps, now finally you just go ahead and send that DM, right? So, and the DM looks something like this, not a salesy one, none of that stuff. You just be like, hey name, it's like, your name here. And you'd be like, hey, I noticed that we share similar interests and I wanted to connect with you. Or I noticed that we have similar interests with, let's say, I noticed that we both are Mexican Americans and I just genuinely wanted to see how you're up, what you're up to. So anything like that that you think your target audience will respond to. What do you think will actually people respond to? Just don't be very generic as how I've mentioned over here, because this is for demonstration purposes, but be specific. Think like what kind of message if you receive you're likely to respond, right? So if a random stranger just asks like, hey, I share similar interest, let's connect, nobody's going to connect. So be specific, more specific. This is just an example. So once you have sent them a DM, your job is done. You do this exact same process for 20, 30 people from one account, and you do it for 200 minimum on a day-to-day basis, which means you connected with 200 potential audiences. So once you have sent all of these messages, now moving on, transitioning to the next step, which is shorts value and fun content, because you can send even a million messages and still not make any sale if you do not have the brand proven concept, if you do not have the brand established, right? Because just think, who are these people who are going to buy from you? Humans just like you. So do you think they will believe someone who has like nothing on their profile, no content at all, and just reaches out to them? Obviously everybody's going to call you. um you'll seem a bit shady, right? So if you check out this brand called Whole Strength, these people make amazing videos. So this is a combination of faith, gym based apparel, something along those lines. So if you take a look at their videos, there's these are actually fun. You see, like they're getting 3,000, 2,000 organic views, right? So you can do something similar. You can get organic traction, plus these are very important to build that social proof. So you make a lot of those content, and like, and obviously come up with content that your audience will like, something that your target audience will find valuable or fun, entertaining. And next, once you have enough content built up on your profile, then you basically, from the messaging that you have with these people on Instagram, when you send out this message, they're going to reply back. You have back and forth conversation. Just the goal is to not sell. The goal is to just have genuine conversation with them, right? So not just being like very generic though, but bringing the conversation back to what your brand is centered around, and just talking over through those things, and not be like, hey, buy my clothing, buy this, buy that, or like whatever product I sell. No. So once you have talked to these people and you have built some, like, genuine connection, then you basically go ahead and invite them to your Facebook group, right? So the reason why we invite them to a Facebook group or any community that you can is basically to constantly nurture these people. You have to understand, nobody buys from someone in the first time. Imagine the last time you bought from a stranger who just sent you a random message and asked you to buy from something from your website. In 99% of the cases you did not. So you create a group something like this, and then here you put out, like, a lot of fun or whatever content that your target audience likes, and just be like, keep providing a ton of value, right? A ton of valuable fun content constantly. The goal is to be in constant exposure. Like, your target audience should always have constant exposure of your brand. So once you constantly keep doing that, next part is they have to see like the credibility proof or authority of your brand, and absolutely start to trust you more than anything else. So you do that by posting a lot of testimonial sort of content on profiles or website or anywhere and everywhere. And once you have the enough credibility built up, then and only then finally you go ahead and make an offer to them, which is the call to action, right? So in the call to action, you just show some scarcity. If you are just drop for a limited time or something, or if you're an exclusive brand that sells premium clothing, you can show just a lot of exclusivity and like just constantly make those things. And yeah, so basically make a call to action that goes hand to hand with the type of clothing that you sell. And offer, like if you are just in a normal market, just selling at a normal price, just make a good discount or make a good offer, offer free shipping or upsells, give something free if they buy this, or like a coupon, anything along those lines, right? So this is really all you need, guys. And one thing that I did not really cover well is how do you set up these 7 Instagram accounts? So what do these accounts actually look like? So it's pretty simple. You just set up some random accounts with with genuine people name or photo, and you put out a lot of valuable content in there, especially short form content. Okay, so you make like 12, 15 short form videos, and then you post all of them onto your profiles, and you set the bio and all of that properly. Just mention who your target audience is, who you're trying to target. Plus I think I've mentioned before the strategy here. So on the bio, it should be you must be calling out your target audience. Plus a call to action should be the link to your website, and then you can include your brand page, original brand page if you want to, and also have some story highlights, building a lot of trust, to have some trust built. So yes, this is what you really need um, in order to scale your brand with organic marketing. So if you have any questions, feel free to comment down below and let me know what do you want me to cover next. I will catch you up soon. Bye.